All right. All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on, family? It's your boy Adrian Dynamite Stone, the living legend, man. We here for the second episode of Boss Talk, man. We coming to you live real quick. I got some great kings around me, man, ready to have a great discussion, man. So we appreciate everybody chiming in. I appreciate you guys coming in, man. The first show that we had last week was absolutely phenomenal. You know, we had so many people that had so much great feedback, man. So I'm really, really grateful for everybody's, your feedback, the word that you had to say. I mean, I got a lot from it. You know, this whole segment of Gentlemen Only, right, is a safe place for men to be able to come in and just have an open dialogue. That's what it's for, a safe place for men to be able to come and talk about real topics, right, have some real discussion, some real dialogue, right, and get some real feedback. And so it's open to the sisters to sit in the audience. It's open for you guys to be able to have some dialogue. But from our last meeting, fellas, I'm telling you, I had so many different messages that came to me that women felt good about it. You know, we had children, women who have husbands or have partners, right? Women who have sons, they was able to see how they can make an impactful difference on their sons, right? Just the substance that came from that last conversation was powerful. And so this what it's here for. So I got two great kings with me on today's show, right? I got my man Terrell Bilbo. I got my man Seven Hughes. Man, two kings. I'm going to have them introduce themselves and we're going to get right into that dialogue. So we're going to go clockwise. Let's go to Mr. Terrell. Tell me who you are. Tell where you from.
Terrell Bilbo, man, from Houston, Texas. That's me.
Houston, Texas. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so let's go right around. Mr. Seven Hughes.
Seven Hughes, the God, the brand God, the alchemist, however you want to call it. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. This is what we're doing.
That's what I'm talking about. Live from Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. Seven Hughes, right here, Terrell Bilbo, all the way from Texas. So these gentlemen are going to join us on the session, right, of Gentlemen Only. So, fellas, let's get right to it, right? So last session, man, we talked a little bit about mental health, right? How does it affect, us as society as being men today, right? And who we are, what we stand for, and the importance of us being in good health. You know what I'm saying? I can remember last year, sometimes we talk about, how us as men, we don't go to doctors, we don't get ourselves checked up on a regular basis like we should, right? We know it's very important. But I can remember I was like against it, like big time. I want to go see a doctor, I want to see a therapist. Man, I don't need to talk to the people. I'm just being honest. Like I just wouldn't go talk to them. I felt like I could talk to myself. I could talk to some of my homies, and that was enough, right? But 2020, man, was such a heavy year that I was like, man, let me go talk to somebody, right? So I went to talk to a therapist and really got my head clear on, man. I found, I had 5-10 years of just stuff, right, that I didn't, get rid of, right? Because we decompress, we hold stuff. And they always say, like, men have one of the loudest voices that's never heard because we don't talk about it, right? We'll hold it in and we'll go through it because, we train to be tough, be strong. But a lot of that strength, man, comes from expression and really understanding who you are 100%. Not suppressing it down, right? So I had to do that, and it was extremely helpful for me. I got a lot out of it, and because our mental health is everything, I felt like it was affecting everything I do. Relationships, how I was a father, relationships with a significant other, business, right? I had a kind of a one track mind, if you will, of how I view certain things through trust issues, disloyalty cats. Like I'm just like, I'm gonna put everybody in the box out here. Like you can't cross this line, right? Whoever crossed this line last time, it didn't really go right. So everybody else, all y'all on the outside, I'm sorry, but they messed it up for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So that issue was a big issue for me. When I got my head clear, man, it just made a difference for me to be able to deal with everything on a situational basis, not putting people in boxes. So I'm big on mental health. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's something that we all need to really pay attention to be able to go to the next level. I mean, how you guys feel about, us really making sure we're in a good headspace?
Well, I'll just say for me, man, I've been in that self-development mode for some time now. And what I'm realizing is that time spent to yourself and within yourself, that's where the answers really lie. Because most of the time we looking outside of ourselves, we trying to go either whether it be drinking, women, whatever it is, what I'm saying? We always searching for that answer outside of ourselves. But when I got into meditation and really just stopping and just taking that time every morning to go out, and just be still and be quiet to myself and listening, that's when things really started to change for me. Because like if we really think about it, like we're the sum of all of the things in the BS that did happen to us in our lives. And my mom always said, she was like, think about it as like a hot air balloon, right? The more those bags that's on the hot air balloon, it stops it from going up. But when you start to drop them and let them go, the higher you can go. You know what I mean? So that's
Absolutely.
kind of with that mental, that stuff that we need to take care of in our past and deal with it. And once you face it, it's done, man. That's what most people are scared to do. And like you mentioned, doing COVID or whatever, when everybody was locked in and was forced to deal with themselves, a lot of people learned a lot of stuff about themselves. And a lot of that they didn't like or liked. You know, you had women looking at their husband like, man, I don't really like you too much. So, but because what it is like when we in this constant grind going 9 to 5, really what we're doing, that's another escape for us. We're not really dealing with what we're supposed to deal with. But when we had to sit down and really be by ourselves and with ourselves, man, a lot of people was like, man, I got some stuff. So, you know, kudos to you to understanding like, hey man, I need to go check this out. That's big. That's a big step.
Absolutely.
You know, I think that I'm really appreciating what's happening right now in the universe. I think on my Facebook page right now, there may be another 2 or 3 brand new radio shows or clubhouse segments that have been dedicated towards men's health, men's expression. And I think that has to say something. You know what I'm saying? Nothing happens by chance. And when you see 2 or 3 things happening at the same time, those are confirmations of what's taking place. You know what I mean? Right now, the universe is rebalancing itself. You have to ask yourself, you know, when we talk about behavior, it's not just from without and it's not just from within. There's also programming that we have to look at as well, right? So when we look at what men used to be, right? When we look at what we felt like we were valued for, those things changed, right? They brought us from out of the forest, right? We didn't need to go back into the forest to hunt. They built grocery stores, right? We used to swing axes and carry big hammers, and now we have machinery. So our muscles isn't really necessary, right? Then, you know what I'm saying, more corporate America is dominated by women than they are men, and especially when you talk about Black men, right? So then the financial aspect is no longer there. So then men are dealing with, well, where do I fit in after the third generation of being raised by women, right? So for 30 years, our fathers have not been in the homes and we've been raised by women, right? So then you are what you've been raised by. You are a product of your environment. These are the things that shape and mold you, right? So when these are the programming of what's been taking place, right? And then you have alpha males, right? We're like, okay, look, what is going on? And we give these people our boundaries, and then they don't respect those boundaries, and then they expect us not to roar, right? And then we have to swallow. Then now they want us to swallow the roar, right? So it's like, what do you expect to take place when you continuously to put this individual in a paper bag and shake them up, right? And then I read a book. It was on Audible. It was called, can we curse on this segment? No cursing. How to unfeed your mind. And what the doctor was sharing in this book is that sometimes it's not mental disorders that we're going through. Sometimes it's not bipolar.
We lost 7.
Yep.
Sometimes we haven't dealt with, you know what I'm saying, some past trauma, or sometimes we're still fighting through something, right, that we may not have yet figured out. And all of those things compounded upon us, just like you were saying, Terrell, with COVID and with, you know what I'm saying, jobs and with the kids and all of these things. And we are the first tier to get hit in the family structure, right? So all of those things combined, I think, until we're able to talk, like Dynamite said, you know, he went somewhere where it was an unbiased environment. He could speak his mind without being challenged, you know what I'm saying, without being refuted, you know what I mean, heard and listened to, and that space was given. And a lot of times that's all we really need.
That's it. That's really it. Like I said, that unbiased space where you can just let it out. You know what I'm saying? No judgments. And I think one of the biggest things that kind of hurts your health when you're trying to get healthy is like when you just express it, and then people try to use what you naturally express against you. You know what I'm saying? That's a shutdown. You know what I'm saying? With anything that heals just has to have time to air out. You know what I'm saying? I can go and scrape my arm right now, and hopefully say, let it get some air. Take the band-aid off. Just let it air out. Right, but openly, right, as men, when you're trying to express, and then if you're trying to express to something that may be biased, and sometimes it could be a partner, it could be a loved one, somebody who know you, right, that's not always the safest place I found, you know what I'm saying, just to air out, right, because now you could just be airing out just to get it out, but then you will hear about your air out later in another argument. You're just like, man, you using that, like, I was just speaking from a certain space, you know what I'm saying? But that's not healthy either, right? And so I found like the best way to get to a healthy place, you gotta find a way to air out, just let it go, have somebody else just hear your thoughts and connect the dots. Because sometimes it's not even that you really need no response, you just need to get it out and just be heard for a second, right? And I felt like those are some good methods, for us as well. So listen, let's drive this thing, man. So let's talk about this. So we talked about mental health, right? And so I want to bring that back from the last segment, but I want to dive into, we got two new topics we're going to talk about today, right? So the first topic we're going to talk about is kind of with that same space of why mental health is so important. And let's drive it a little closer of why is a male's presence in a household so important? I want to go there for a minute today. I want to go with you had the father in your household, didn't have the father in the household, dialogue and do two different things. And then the last thing we're going to talk about today is like, why do men struggle with the I do, right? From the commitment piece. I want to kind of go there. It's got some things going in the news with your boy Michael B. Jordan right now. So we know some of the sisters struggling with the I do too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's kind of on two sides of the spectrum, but I really want to dive in it today. So let's talk about it, Phyllis. So we know, right now, government, and this is kind of where my segment comes from years, right? Our men were separated from households. From years, I'm talking about going all the way back from slavery, where we would demasculate, right, in front of our women, right? They would take the man, strip him down, right, beat him, you know what I'm saying? And then, the slave master would take care of the wife and feed her and make sure the kids was good. And then, they would rape the women, right? And now, the man couldn't help his woman, right? And so now she's looking at him differently, right? And so in his mindset, right, even mental health, then it wasn't a good space for the man to see that. And I really felt like, it wasn't good for the wife to go through that. Then I feel like we really went through a phase of generational stuff from there too, where the presence of a man in a household kind of was indifferent. Then we kind of move into modern time now where, even in government assistance, Section 8, right? They look at a sister can have a child with a man, respect the man enough to have a baby with him, bring life into the household, but she can't have him in the house if she got government assistance, right? Because they'll kick her out. They'll put her and the kids out. They'll kick them out the house. So listen, we're gonna provide for you. We're gonna give you the food stamps. We're gonna give you housing, right? We the man is what they really doing, because the man obviously is gonna be provided, protected. But the sisters couldn't even have the brothers in the house, so she got to sneak the man in, right? Again, another oppressing situation for men not being able to be there with their kids or their woman, or the woman having to lie just to make sure that the man is around, that presence there. But I really feel like that our value as men to a household, coming from a man who don't raise the daughter in the household, raise the son in the household, that presence makes a difference beyond how well you provide. Because there's a lot of things that I feel the men bring to a household that has nothing to do with a check.
Right.
I'm talking about knowledge. I'm talking about wisdom. I'm talking about just order. Like my pops could walk in the room and he has to say nothing. And we just knew he was there, and everybody started straightening up. You see what I'm saying? Like, I really feel like that male presence in a household is so important. But in our society now we got sisters say they boss chicks, right? They bosses right there. I don't need no man. But they laying in them beds late night with them cold sheets wanting the man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They dress up real nice and they want the man. So it's becoming the convenience of when they want a man. Because I feel like when they say, I don't want a man, they just talking about providing, because I got my own bag, I got my own money, I got my own car, I got my own house. So I still feel like that psychology that a man's value, right, is just attached to his money, or how well does he provide, is still associated. You see what I'm saying? From a government side, right? It was associated there. Now that the sisters are doing better, it's still associated, right? In that space. And now they feel like because they got the money now, I don't need a man. Until they get old and start really realizing or see how the kids start acting indifferently. Now they say they see where the man fit in, and it ain't got nothing to do with money.
Nothing.
You see what I'm saying? It's a whole nother vice. I mean, let's talk about that. Like that's my sentiment, man, of like where we at of a male's presence in the house. So I just feel like it's vital. Sometimes I feel like it gets overlooked if it ain't got nothing to do with money. What's your thoughts?
You want to go 7?
I'll go.
Alchemist, talk to me, Alchemist. I know you got something for me on this one, Alchemist. I know you got something. Dig deep on me.
You know, we're having this conversation in America, so we can't have this conversation in America without understanding again the programming, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. The programming. And when you're trying to control a people, you know what I mean? You know, there's so many ways that you can do so. You do so by the weakest link and then by the children. And women that hear this, a lot of times they fight. There's so much fight between the sexes that understanding can't take place, so that healing can take place. You understand? We doing so much of this because we think that money is what matters, but it's not. You said what's so important about the father being in the home? Well, you have the sun and the moon. You understand? We can't survive on this planet without the sun and the moon. When you were created, you were not created just by the woman. You were created by the man as well. And it took the sun and the moon of that creation to fully create you. Just because it took 9 months to manifest in a womb doesn't mean that the sun wasn't important. You know what I mean? And what happens at these women, they value the pregnancy more than the impregnation. It starts from the start. It starts from the very beginning. It starts from the very beginning. They think we can start with the copulation. When we're trying to have sex with a woman, they actually think they're giving us coochie instead of respecting the equal exchange or the balance of the exchange in that moment. So now she feels she's already more important than you. Already out the gate. Then she's carrying a child. So she feels because she had to maneuver her body, because her body had to be sacrificed, she feels she's more important. But what she doesn't understand is that that man is going through his own sacrifices, which is why when they break up, that man, watch what happens. Just like you just said, Dynamite, the woman is already provided for celestially and by government. The government had to do it because they're still ordained by celestial forces. You understand? So the woman, when she's out of this relationship, is normally provided for. That man is walking the earth for 7 to 10 years before he can get his act together. Why? Because he's been separated from his seed. He's been separated from his moon. You understand? So then it just continues to, I'm going to go ahead and put a pause in it. Terry, go ahead.
Hey, Terry, the brother said, like, she appreciate the pregnancy more than the pregnancy. I can't even say the word impregnation. You know what I'm saying? Like the process of that. Bro, that's so real. Like, I done had sisters say, listen, man, just give me a baby. You know what I'm saying?
They don't need the man.
We ain't got to be together. I just want the baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, God,
that's
crazy. Like, that's where we at now. Like, we don't even value like the union of the man, woman, child. You know what I'm saying? Like, that whole situation. I got told I was old school from like, yo, I gotta have a baby with the girl I'm with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I that's just gotta be my situation. If it happened to be some other than that, just it was what it was. But my preference is that union. Women now, I've heard it say, and I'm gonna let you go with that, Terry, but I just had to get that out because what he just said is so real. I done seen sisters. It's like, man, listen, I don't even need the relationship no more. I can take care of my baby. I can pay my bills in my house. I just want to have my baby, take my little pregnancy pictures with my baby by myself, you know, take my baby on trips. They just want the pregnancy mode
and it's
raise the baby.
It's because they're lacking in attention and affection and true love. You understand? They want something that's going to love them unconditionally forever and ever and ever, no matter how screwed up as a mother they are, no matter how irresponsible they are, no matter what it is they bring, you know what I'm saying? No matter what danger they brought to those children, they know that those children are going to love them forever because they mommy.
That's it. Man, Terry, jump in there, man. Come on, bro.
Hey, man, this brother, I hope y'all got y'all pen and paper, man.
I'm mad. I can't find my pen. I'm on my phone. I'm about to pause my camera. Go ahead. I gotta find my pen.
You made some valuable points because what I think we also need to realize too is like you talk about programming. Seven talk about programming. It's like you got to understand what an occupied occupied people looks like, or people that's under war look like. You know what I'm saying? Our women are in survival mode all day long. That's all that is. That's conditioning and that's survival mode. You know what I mean? Because if we really want to think about it, we can take it back to the Bible when, you know, what it was, Caesar was like, kill the firstborn. You know what I'm saying? It's always been, if I can take the men out of the situation, then they have they have nothing to fight with. And we can always appease the women. We can always, because all they want is security and shelter. We can give that to them, you know. But if we can get these men out the way and make them as soft and as weak as possible, then we have nobody to combat what we're trying to do. And that is what's been happening throughout history. I mean, since we recorded history, that's what's been going on. So, man, I just, man, it's like that what you said about the sun and the moon, and I'll tell you honestly, that's my, like, you speaking directly to me, because like my son is getting ready to come back and be with me after I've been separated from his mom for a certain period of time, and it's just like, in myself, it's like, it's been a longing, like, this is what I need. Like, I need him next to me. Like, I know, like, he ain't gonna get what he need not being right here. You know what I'm saying? And it's man, you so right. That's all I can say on that. Like that's
it's true. You can have no money in your pocket. And as a matter of fact, it happens during pregnancy. A lot of us were going through financial struggle during the time we got that first child was coming into the world, or that second child was coming into the world. And then all of a sudden, money just started coming from nowhere. Money just started coming from nowhere. Why? Because the universe owes it to this being that's coming to the planet. You understand? You have to come with something. You have to come with something. And so, because a lot of times, you know what I mean, when the fallout happens, the child goes with the mother. A lot of times, the women are better off. You understand? The government assistance, or their friends, or jobs, or whatever the case may be. Somehow, some way, it's coded like that.
Absolutely.
So, as fathers, we're over here struggling with the ego of that situation. We're getting beat up mentally. We're not being hired on jobs, right? I got a graphic design company I'm celebrating 30 years for. I can promise you right now, if I've applied for 15 graphic design jobs in those last 30 years, I've never been hired for one. Yet I've made more money than any hiring manager that would have ever hired me. You understand what I'm saying? So while we're out here beating the street, trying to hustle and get it how we live, they're getting consistent paychecks. So now they're judging us. Oh, I get mine on time. You got to go do this. Now we're getting beat.
You're right, man. You're right.
Come on.
And on top of that, we're also contributing to that household that they're
absolutely
getting constant checks on, while we out here trying to beat the street. We still got to contribute over there. So we taking care of multiple households. I know that's my situation. So you absolutely correct, man.
Man, so
I never thought about it like that, but that makes so much sense, man.
Nah, it is, and just keep adding value. Like we say, you know, we could be in a situation a man can get taken away from the household, and the woman's situation can actually progress while he's struggling. That goes back to the mental health, and like you say, his ego situation. You know, it take a lot for us to build up through that. Like I honestly feel like when we really get to that understanding, we can voice these conversations. That's why I want to have these type of dialogues, because I want the world to hear this. Like, this is what happens. Like, when y'all allow the government to come in and y'all actually buy that program, you know what I'm saying? Like, you subscribe to that channel, you know, and you allow them to say, nah, we don't need him. You know, we're gonna keep him out of here. Now, in some situations, I understand the mother and the father's not together, but sometimes, you know, it's spiteful. You just, to be quite honest, you know, it's some spiteful envy there. The brother might be doing well for himself. You know, he might have moved on, got him a new family. He doing what he need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And he don't mind being there for his child. But I've seen the vindictive side where the woman like, nah, you're going to pay for this, baby. You're going to pay for this. You know what I'm saying? And her whole MO is to tear this brother down when he's willing to be responsible. He's willing to take care of his child. Our relationship just didn't work out, but I ain't not saying I'm going to take care of my kid, right? I've seen it where the women can be vindictive, and instead of allowing that man who may not be in the relationship and covenant with the mother, but want to keep a safe relationship with her because she's still taking care of the baby brother. I always tell you, that's my segue. I don't care what your situation is with your kid's mother, be respectful. You know what I'm saying? That's still your seed's parent. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever be disrespectful, right? Because your child going to see and hear that, and you don't want to put that bad seed in your child. So still respect the women who raised your child, and regardless if your relationship is not personal anymore. I just feel that way, right? Because you want to sow good seed. But sisters, don't be vindictive either, right? To the brother that's just trying to be there. You know what I'm saying? And the brother done moved on. Yeah, he may have a new woman. He might have had some more kids, but don't try to break his household over there just to make you feel better over here, and then put a segue between him and that child. Because I really feel like when women do that, when they put a segue between that man who's trying to be a father to their child, and that child having the rightful opportunity to be free, to be with their parent, your child is the one suffering, because your child is losing a sense of their identity.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Your child's identity comes from you as the mom and me as the father. You see what I'm saying? So they need both presence. Like I remember my daughter, man, on everything I love. I remember me and my daughter's mom got separated and divorced when she was around 8 years old, right? And we cool, man, cool. Now shout out to baby mom, right? So, you know, she good people. We kick it all the time. But I remember that phase, and I remember my daughter. I remember watching her, and she asked me a question, y'all, and that's why I feel this way. She had asked me a question, and she was like, "Daddy, am I okay? Because I do this, and I'm okay that I act like this." And I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, baby, you fine. This is just who you are. I said, listen, your dad from Jersey, this how I act. You got this part of my personality. Your mom's from North Carolina, she's more settled, right? You got this part of her personality. And I saw my baby searching for identity because me and her mom wasn't together anymore. When naturally we was in the same household, she never asked me no questions like that. Like she just moved and grew. She could feed off her mom energy. She could feed off my energy. And she was just a happy child. But I seen when the split happened and we was on rocky ground, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. We was on rocky ground, and I saw how my child suffered.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? And so me going through that situation, I said, I don't care what happened. I ended up having another child, and me and that, you know, that mother's not together, but I bond and make sure our kid was good, stayed where it needed to be. And that boy, man, listen, everything. For the time he was born, Christmas, holiday, like been there. So this boy like know his daddy, and I learned from my first situation, don't separate, because your child is gonna suffer. It's somewhere in the middle. So sisters, don't do it on purpose, because I promise you that kid's father has more value than just child support. It's way bigger than child support.
Boy,
absolutely.
I'm not. When it comes to that child support, listen, I've been taking off child support twice because I don't pay it. You understand? I will take care of my kids, but I'm never gonna send a dime to the government. So every time I get taken to court, I show my receipts. You understand? Yep. But how many men have you known to be taken off of child support? You understand? And that's happened twice. You know, we gotta, at some point as men, we gotta be willing to stand for something, regardless of how anyone feels. And that's what happens when you're talking about mental health. If everything as what you believe in gets stripped away from you, then who are you? Right. You understand? If you present yourself as the general of an army and then they take your stripes, you know what I mean, and reduce you to a private, now you're being treated as a private from lieutenants, you know what I'm saying? That affects your mental. You understand? And then you're forced to stay on base. So now you're being humiliated. Now you're being reminded. Now you're being this. Now you're being that. And a lot of people won't leave their circumstances. A lot of these people feel like, oh man, well, I can't move because of this, or I can't quit my job because of this. I can't leave her because of that. You know what I'm saying? I've had a guy tell me one time, he said, bro, I can't do like you said. I'm like, what? I can't tell these women the truth. I'm like, why not? They'll leave me. Bro. See,
that's the first mistake, right there.
Yeah, out of here, bro.
We're living too much. We're living too much to please these women. You understand? And so they never get a general sense of what a man truly is, because all they're doing is saying yes and no just to get to the coochie. You understand? And now we're having to pay for it for 18, 20, 40 years, you know what I'm saying, with these children, because we weren't mating for the right reasons in the first place.
Right.
Absolutely.
We weren't holding to our values, and we were just doing something just to have somebody.
Nah, that's real. And we can't do that. So tell me this, fellas, man. So let's go into the next segue, right? So we got that, right? So we understand, we all agree, right, that our presence is bigger than our check. You know what I'm saying? We all agree. I think that's unanimous across the board that our children need that, right? So okay, we just got our next guest just popped in. Okay, let me bring him in real quick. Let me see. All right. My man, 100 grand. Mr. Goshawn Coates live in the building. Coach Coates, what's going on, fella? How you
What
doing,
up, bro?
sir?
How you feeling? Am I coming through loud and clear? Can you hear me?
I need you to give me the Baltimore. Absolutely. Are you coming through loud and clear? Let me.
Absolutely. What's going on?
I need the beat more. Absolutely.
Remind me of The Wire.
You know what I'm saying?
Only in Baltimore. You can't get that nowhere else in the world. But B-More, that's the only place you're gonna get that. You can't even try to
Whole
pretend to say it right.
Whole time. They be trying at the barbershop, bro. They can't get it. I be like, you stupid. You can't do it. What's up, fellas? How y'all feeling, man?
Peace, Gabe. Peace.
What's going on?
All the way from Baltimore, Maryland, man. Tell them who you are real quick. Quick snippet, brother.
Oh, real quick, man. My name Guy Coates, man. Say it. Look. I say King Coates. Say it with your chest and flex your faith, because I always got my faith on flex. You feel me? But at the end of the day, though, I'm a barber. You know what I'm saying? I'm a father. Okay. Recently divorced a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Was married for 7 years. To a woman we met in the industry of business. We had 9 children, not together. Okay, she had 6, I had 2, blended together, so it was a blended family. I was doing my thing though. Do you understand me? That's a lot on a brother, man. That was a
boy,
lot.
I
learned a lot, bro. I learned a lot. I messed up too. I don't point fingers at her. You understand me? Mm-hmm. We still cool to this day, still do business to this day. But at the same time, like, my son is there. We had 1 child together. I got 3 boys. I'm a barber. I call myself a barberpreneur. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still an entrepreneur. I still got that entrepreneur heart. It's all up in me. But I'm a barber as well. You know what I'm saying? And truth be told, this right here, what we doing right here, fellas, is right up my alley. I've been needing this, the fellowship with other men. Not only that, but just to get off our chest what really be going on in here, because a lot of the times when the women ask us what's, what you thinking about, we'll say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? It's deep in here. It's deep in here. You know what I'm saying? These are compartmentalized thoughts that's going on in here. So when I get home from work, I'm not thinking about nothing, and I don't want to think about anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. So when I say nothing, I'm in my nothing box in my head. Real talk.
Right. God, like I mean, you came in at a perfect time, right? So we were just talking about, right? Cause I gotta go back, right? Because you just say like you was raising 9, you know what I'm saying? Blended family. I salute that. Any brother, man, listen, any brother who step in, who take care of another man's responsibility, I salute it. You see what I'm saying? And I say that with all respect, because you're responsible for what comes from your loins. You're responsible for that, right? That's what you created. That's your creation. That's your DNA. You are responsible, right, for that product, for that production, from the time it come out to the time God take it to leave. If it leave before you, you're responsible for that one.
Right.
You're not divinely responsible for what you didn't produce.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I didn't create that. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And ladies, I say that with all respect. If a man come into your life and he takes you and the seed that he did not create, that man's heart is huge, first of all. And I feel like a lot of times, I'm gonna keep it a band, right? It's gentlemen only. I feel like a lot of times sisters overlook that. They overlook the fact that, well, if he get me, he get my child, like it's mandatory. Like, he get my baby. Like,
bro.
Like, let's just keep it all the way up there. Like,
and like he should be happy about that.
Right. Like we come as a package. 3 or 4
kids.
Like some of them, like, and this the bad part. Like, sisters, I gotta air y'all out for a second. Some of them just boastful about it. Like, we come as a package, just all in none, like, and we like, and it's like unspoken. Like,
you all up in here with it.
You right here. Like, we know that already, and so like I feel like some things don't have to be said, but it's like a reverse. And when you say that to a man, and we know we not responsible, but we love you enough to take on you and your child, because as a man, when we come into there, right, we know the presence that we gotta bring. We know what we signing up for. You know what I'm saying? We know what we signing up for. But when you actually say that to a man, oh, you actually you downgraded. You know what I'm saying? How he look at you and his respect for you. You just downgraded in that man's mind. He might not ever tell you, but you really put your relationship in the bad space by speaking to that man like that. So I just want to hit that for a second. For any of y'all sisters that might have said that or might have been in that space, you dead wrong, because that man is not responsible for anything he didn't create. He's responsible for what he created. If he voluntarily takes on some children, it's because of his love for the role that he wants. He's accepting on his own will to take on that responsibility, you know what I'm saying? Give that child some God-like love and raise them up in regards of where the child is there, whether the child is present, not present. You know, when that child is in his care, he gonna give that child everything he would give his own. I feel like you gotta salute that and you gotta respect that. So let me put that segue in there real quick. So God, let me come back to you, bro. You said you was raising 9, bro. So talk about the value of a man's presence in the household. This is what we doing in turn first before we go into our next topic, but I want to give you a chance to hit that topic for a second. What do you feel like the man's value is in the household, past the money, right? Not just the money that we bring, because sometimes we get categorized with that, but what do you feel the value is that we bring into the house?
I mean, first of all, a man is supposed to be the foundation, right? Foundation or the covering of the household, you know what I'm saying? So to be the head of the household, what doesn't mean I'm over top of everybody telling you what to do. It means you are literally the floor. I'm the mat. I'm the foundation of this thing. I have to make sure that everything, because if all else fails or if anything falls apart, guess whose fault? And guess who everybody's looking at? The man. They not looking at the woman. You know what I'm saying? Whether it is finances, whether it's the kids, whether it's school, whether everything falls on us. So it's important for us to be there, right? But it's also important for us to get support there. I need you to understand what I'm feeling while I'm taking on this role, because this is not a role that you even want. And when I say you, I mean women. Y'all don't want that role, right? You don't even like the role when a man is not there, when he's not present. You know what I'm saying? It's already hard enough on a woman, and I feel for him. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel for the woman that gotta take care. You know what I'm saying? The man's duties and the woman's duties, because the man is not in the household. I was raised with my father in the household and with my mom. You know what I'm saying? So I always got to see that dynamic. You know, understand what I'm saying? I got to see what love looked like. I got to see what arguing and making up looks like. I got to see, you know what I'm saying? All right, if this goes wrong, how my father stepped in and fixed it. Or if this goes wrong, how my mom stepped in and fixed it. Whatever the case may be, but it was just the coming together. It was the coming together that I got to see. I got to see it actually work, which is why I tried to make it work so much in my household with the 9 children and, you know what I'm saying, and with the wife. I wanted to make it because I'd never seen it fall apart. I didn't see that. I heard about it falling apart or divorces, but I'd never seen that. So I wanted to make it work. You understand what I'm saying? Even though it hurts to make it work, because what Sloan was just saying, bro, I was going through that. I was going through that, and it doesn't just make me look at you differently. It beats me up.
There you go.
Because you don't get it. You're not understanding and that's my heart coming out. Like, I don't, like, this is tough to take on what I'm taking on. That's tough. And I need you to feel that, because that's coming from here. I'm not trying to use you. If anything, we're supposed to be using each other in a great way, in a good way, because there's things in you that I need, and there's things in me that you need. Men and women, they're not the same. We ain't equals.
Not at all.
We are not equals. Do you understand me? There is something in you that I don't have, but I need that. So when we come together, we become one. We tear things up. But if it's always back and forth, and you don't understand that my heart is coming out when I'm talking to you about something that I feel as though I want to talk to you about. I need to get this off this coming from here. When you disrespect it, or you don't feel it, or you don't hear it, that hurts.
Yeah. Yo, you just hit you just hit 2 things, guy, in your talk, man. You know, we was talking about how we were stripped away from the household. And so a lot of times, like, women don't feel our pain and they don't understand it. And like you just say, they don't even want the role themselves. Like, I done heard so many, bro, that was such a cool. I done seen so many like, man, oh God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to run here. I don't do this with the kids. And they mad, right? Because they gotta be mom and dad. Let me tell y'all something. For y'all sisters, all y'all boss chicks, like all y'all sisters, just like y'all got it together. Like, I'm talking to y'all, right? Who feel like y'all the feminine and the masculine. Y'all both, right? Y'all these superheroes. Y'all got
They want Father's
both.
Day cards and Mother's Day
Like,
cards.
oh yeah, you want Father's Day and Mother's Day. We get a pack of socks, but you want the dinner.
Hey,
You want
bro.
everything.
Yeah,
I ain't even gonna go there yet. I know how y'all feel.
Right.
But listen, for y'all sisters, let me be honest with you, sis. You ain't cut out for both roles. You know what I'm saying? You just not. So I applaud them women, right, who understand their feminine energy and they want to stay right there. Like I applaud the women for that because they understand that. I understand what sisters in their feminine, their father's not there, they got to kind of step in, and they hate it, right? Because that's not what they signed up for. But for y'all sisters who think it's okay to be over masculine, nah, I need you to do some more personal development, sis, because you will never get a man acting like a man. You know what I'm saying? Like
say
a
it again
man,
say it for the ones in the back.
In the back,
a
in the
real
back. They're in the
man
back.
don't want a man, sis. Like a
They're in
real
the back.
man.
So they're in the back. You gotta say.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I understand like some of women's are alpha, right? Like I'm attracted to alpha type women. Like I love that aura, that feeling of a woman understands control, order, structure. Like I like that because I'm a business dude. You know what I'm saying? So I'm attracted to that. But the beautiful part is like I always say, like in our profession is what we do, but not who we are. You see what I'm saying? Like I can do something, but that's not who I am, right? I'm a financial advisor, but I'm still Sloan. So if you meet a sister and she got that aura, right, that she can get things done. But the beautiful part of it is when she know how to step in her feminine and step out. You see what I'm saying? And allow that man to move forward. I'm telling y'all sisters that's over masculine and feel like that's cool. What God just said is y'all really don't want to be that person. It's just cool when them babies small. You know what I'm saying? And
it's cool when they're young too.
You can control that.
And when they start getting a little older,
where your daddy at? You know what I'm saying? Where your daddy at?
Yeah.
Because it's different, man. So, God, I appreciate you hitting that, but we got to go to this next piece right here. For like, listen, this is the big one. This the one the sisters want to hear right here, right? So, let's talk about it. So, why do brothers struggle with the commitment of I do? Let's talk. So why do we as brothers? Why do we struggle, right, with the commitment of those two words? I do. Because most don't, right? So we live in an era where the I do is like, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really the same. So we don't went through mental health. We don't talked about how the households got separated, how we wasn't there, right? Now we trying to fight to be there. Now we talking about like, listen, when we got an opportunity to be there, what a woman, build a household, what is it, right? Because all women out there, they like this right now. Like they listen, they done lean all into the computer. Why do we struggle, right? What the I do. All right, Terrell, hit me. Let's go, bro. What you think?
I think what I got to say will be a little bit more to the left. Women ain't gonna want to hear this.
Hey, put it out.
Hey, this for us anyway. This for us anyway.
Yeah,
please. See, you see what just happened?
See what just happened?
How you see what the programming is real, bro?
But
I want to hear. Let's talk about.
I mean, the real question is
Come
it
on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is it a really natural thing? Because I feel like if we understand our origin and where we come from, right? Whose rules and whose laws are we really abiding by? Is it ours? Like our diet is not our diet because this not where we from. You know what I'm saying? So when we look at things and we go back, and if you ever take the time to study yourself and learn yourself and study your culture, we're the only race of people on this planet that don't know themselves. They don't know their culture. They don't know we don't know where we come from. Because I heard a sister say, she said, sister, whether you like it or not, a man having another woman, it's already happening. You trying to hold on something that has never worked. Not even for the white people who told you that it's supposed to work. So, you know what I'm saying? So are we really living our true culture and our true being like that? I think that's what we have to understand. Because she said, like, if you do, and we got to take it back because we're all melanated people on this phone. So you know, in Africa, like the women are not in competition with each other.
I know you getting ready, bro. I know.
Yeah, I already know.
The
women are not in competition with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Hoodie down.
Community. It's a, and it's a different mentality, man. So, I think that might be some reason why. I think that's one reason why, because we might be living somebody else's laws. And then the number two is that for most of us, we didn't see it. We didn't see it growing up. So how are you going to do something or demonstrate something you ain't never seen? So that's my thought process. Is those two
Boy,
things?
Man, a few words and brilliant as hell.
I hear you. I hear him, cuz. I hear him.
Listen.
Yo,
This is
that you
right in the chest right
there.
now.
He said, we not living by our laws. You know what I'm saying? It's the culture, right? We didn't see the examples. We didn't see the examples before us, right? So that's a part of us. Alchemist, come on, man. Come on, man. I know
Listen,
you
brother. Listen, this is in my heart right now. Right now. You understand? It's illegal to be wed to two women, but it's not illegal to cheat on your wife. You understand what I'm saying? If you didn't get paid for going to work, you wouldn't go to work. You understand what I'm saying? We're involving ourselves in a system that does not pay off for us. Our black skin, our black males, if you go through just the history of America, we were bred. We were bred. They brought the women to us. This was only 400, 500 years ago. And that was here. In Africa, we had them. They took our system, the Rockefellers, all these other ones. They had large families, multiple wives. They were inbreds. They were marrying each other. They were marrying their sisters, their brothers, all of this stuff. They built this country and then made it illegal for you to have a big family. Why? Because of the power that comes with it. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're looking at the dating structure, just to get to a monogamous marriage, a woman is not looking for a man that don't have a woman. A woman is looking for a man who is stunting out in them streets. And if a man is stunting out in them streets, he already got a few. So what she does is she positions herself to be the only one. Now stripping his manhood, because now he has to make a choice between these women to have an admirable relationship based upon his religious convictions and his social convictions. You understand what I'm saying? Which is now just stripped him away. He can't use his muscles. He can't use his mouth. He can't roar. He can't do this. Now he can't love the way he was designed to love. You understand what I'm saying? So now we having problems because she's trying to position herself when she didn't have to. He already chose her. So now he kneels before. Again, he kneels before this woman when he's the foundation. It's 30-1 in Atlanta. And women in Atlanta still think that they're the gift.
Absolutely.
You understand what yo, this is for us. Fuck how they feel. This is for us. And this is the problem. Just like what Terrell did. He tried to conform.
Yeah, he did. I saw it. I saw it.
Look at how the program works. We in a den right now. We done shut the door. We done put the boulder out. Can't nobody else get in. Bro, what you talking about? How they feel.
Right.
And this has stripped us. This is the reason we don't make what we should be making out here in these streets. It's why we going through this mental, because we're waking up every day living a life we know this ain't what we supposed to be doing. But we have to conform once again to the man without him even being in my face. Because if they can get to our women, they got to us as long as we conform to our women.
Man,
you understand? So why would I say I do when I can have so much without saying I do? Because when I say I do, the moment you say, okay, give another 18 months. Now you ain't respecting authority. You done got you a new job. I got to beg you for a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I want to go here on vacation. Now you want to go there on vacation, but I still got to pay it. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. What's the benefit in it for us?
Yeah. And I heard another brother say the same thing. Like, what's the benefit of marriage for the man? You know what I'm saying? And it was a real question. Like, what's the benefit? So we know with the women, they're going to get the protection and the security. And, you know, the man going to step up and he going to do what he got to do, right? It's the expectations. And just like, you know, God was talking about, if a household fall apart, they're going to be like, man, and she got a man? You know what I'm saying? It's automatically assumed that something went wrong with the provider, their protector. You know what I'm saying? That's why the house collapsed, right? They don't know the wife ain't been paying the bills on time. He done made the money, she done blew it. Something ain't go right. You know, she would keep the house clean. So he ain't in his head, he ain't right. He don't want to even go to the house. It's automatically gonna be what's wrong with him. Bro, you hit a valid valid point, bro. Like the society got it set up in such a way that this culture, bro, I look back at it and say, listen, if we go back biblically, sisters, I know y'all gonna say that's Old Testament. No, it's still in the book. Solomon had how many wives?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many concubines? And the wisest man in the Bible, right? The wisest man. How many wives? How many concubines, right? In the Western society, it's put together as if you're supposed to have one and one, right? And it's a struggle. I'm gonna be honest, and I've been married, right? I married my high school sweetheart, but I'm gonna be honest with you. For most men, it's a struggle to be in that monogamous relationship, right?
Slow.
Especially when the woman ain't spent enough time to really learn that man. I'm gonna tell you something, real talk. I respect a side chick mentality. You know what I learned about side chicks? They study they man, they listen to that man, they know what that man like, what he don't like, know how to get that man his space, his time. You follow me? If he can't get with her, she ain't tripping, right? She ain't dogging him. What I don't like when you get a monogamous relationship, you can get that woman your heart, your mind, everything. She gonna start tracking you. She start clocking you. She don't believe you. She thinks just because the other chick looked at you, that mean you want her. Somebody else can post something on your page, and it's like, yo, what are you talking about? Like that energy you don't get for a woman that you're not committed to. But
let me say this, Sloan.
Let me help y'all. When you commit, don't act like I need y'all to commit and act like you still the side chick. If you want this deal to be happy, like study the side. I had a sister one time told her, I said, yo, she tried to date me. I said, you don't even know me, sis. I said, I just wrote a book. Have you read it? No. I say, have you looked at any of my YouTube stuff? No. I'm confused.
She don't care. She just want you.
She just wanted me. Oh man, it was crazy. So why we
I've been a polygamist.
Because y'all ain't spending enough time to get to know the man.
I've been a polygamist. I've been a practicing polygamist. I've been a practicing public polygamist for 12 years. And I will tell you this. Whenever I've only had one queen, like let's say I didn't have another girlfriend, I didn't, because you know what I'm saying, whatever. The moment I get another queen, this one right here gonna love me more. She gonna do more. She gonna love me. She gonna be more passionate. She gonna be more expressive. The moment this queen goes, the love starts slowing down. This start getting comfortable. And you know what I'm saying. I don't want to do. I do it, but I'm dead. Blah blah blah. And I've studied this for over a decade. You understand? A lot of times, women, and I promise you, they'll complain about not having a man. Then when they get a man, they'll complain about the energy that is required to keep up with his desires. You understand what I'm saying? But yet they want him to be monogamous. And I don't understand that mindset. Statistically speaking, the longer a monogamous woman is in a monogamous relationship, the less intimate she becomes. And that is a scientific fact. So when you look at these relationships and people talking about they grew apart, you didn't grow apart. You weren't honest in the beginning. And that was the problem.
Yeah.
So we struggling with that. God, jump in here, man. Why we struggling with this? I do, man. You know, we looking at this deal from a lot of different angles. I love this because we come from a lot of different angles with it. Different angles, it is. You know what I'm saying? So talk to me, bro.
I'm a hold it in real quick. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So first of all, we gotta get to the altar first. Right? We got to get to the altar to even be saying I do, which means we had to actually propose. And I ask this question all the time to women. What makes a man propose to a woman? What is it that woman is doing that makes a man, because a man is straight being a man by itself.
Come on, King.
Because he's handling it like he's good, right? We handling our business. But in order for us to say, I want you for the rest of my life, or I want you in my life, I feel as though that first of all, you gotta make the man feel like you make him better.
You make him better. Let's start there.
I'm getting something, like my man said, I'm getting something out of the deal. It's not just because you're beautiful.
Nah.
It can't just be sex.
That ain't
bro,
enough.
And that's not it. It's not that. It's not. So what makes a man want to get down on one knee and choose you out of all the people that he's dealing with to try to decide? Let me say this. Every woman that we deal with, is already wifey material. They don't even know that. We're dealing because we can see us with you. We're not just dealing with you just to be dealing with you.
That's a great point, guy.
You understand what I'm saying? Like you're
Great
bringing me something in my life. It might be peace. It might be food. It might be sex. It might be, you know what I'm saying? You're bringing me something in my life. That's why I chose you. But at the end of the day, for me to choose to deal with you, you already wifey material some type of way. There's a piece there. So we're already could be, you know,
write that down, sis. I know y'all listening.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
dealing with you, sis. He already like you for real. Like you already bring something to the table that man likes. So you ain't got to be thinking about the insecurity. Am I good enough? Who else? Talking to? I'm telling you, the more you do that, the more you pushing that man in the space of like, you know what I'm saying? Because you're talking about what you say to other people is like, if a man, guy, I'm with you, bro. If a woman and a man, if I see this woman and I'm dealing with this woman, she bring enough value inside of my space for me to entertain that on some level. Because when you get up in certain levels of life, you're not just entertaining somebody because they got a big booty, they got a pretty face. That might be, but it's mental at this point. These level of men that y'all say y'all want, right? These are the high quality, classy type of men who got stuff going on. We being honest with y'all. It's not your looks. It's not your shape. It's how you make that man feel and what's in your head. So you need to be thinking. I call it a side chick mentality, right? I can marry you. You still can have a side chick mentality. That means to me, you pay attention to that man enough to know what he needs and you fill in the voids. You don't try to ruffle the waters and you don't try to change that man. That man was that man when you met that man.
Say it again, Sloan. Say that again.
Because you can't do that. I see it, man. This isn't trying to change a man. If you try to strip that man from who he is, you ain't even with the same man that you liked in the beginning. He's not the same man.
They dealing what they see they can change you into.
I'm telling you.
They not dealing like, yo, love me.
And it's from their own insecurity.
Right? Love me for me. Don't love me for the person that you're gonna actually see me becoming. Oh, you love me for my status. Oh, you love me for my money.
You like your potential.
Where do you even know me? You love the potential. But my whole thing is this: it's one word, Sloan. Cooperation.
That's it. Let's get
cooperation.
But see, but here's the thing, though. I like what you said, King. I like what you said because we can't ask them to think like us. So to say, you know, don't think about tomorrow. That's where they already are. You know what I'm saying? We are in the now. What we need them to do is respect where we at. You know what I mean? Because if we're choosing them, we already know what we got to be in the future for them. We already know what that looked like. What happens is we get chosen for where we are now. A woman will go to the race. They'll go to the NASCAR race. They will fall in love with the #1 stock car driver. And then 2 years into the relationship, ask him to slow down. Like, yo, look, we got babies now. I need you to slow down. Are you ever gonna come off the track? Are you like, yo, man, like this is who I am. What you talking about? You chose if you wanted the slow nigga, you should have chose the nigga that was at the end of the race. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because talking him down is not a problem. He's already the slowest one there. You understand? But it's like your clients. Like clients don't want to buy cheap. They want to buy the most expensive shit for a discount. And you got to think what happens to that relationship if this is the narrative.
Right.
To be 100 with you, that you said, yo, you ain't respecting where he's at right now. That the respect word is huge for us as men. Like we want respect. Of course, we want sex. We want to be able to have sex with you. We married. Let's do this daggone thing, right? And then we also want our recreational time. Like, respect my recreational time when I'm chilling with the fellas or when I'm down in the man cave or when I'm daggone doing my thing, right? You got to let me have that time because I need it. There's a lot of stuff going on up here, and I need you to act like you understand there's a lot going on up here. Because if this ain't right, we going to fail. This thing going to fall apart. So I need you to understand what you are marrying. I need you to understand who you are dealing with. I am a whole king, shorty. I have a whole kingdom that I have to run. Do you understand that? You can't come into this thing and the one thing that'll tear a man's kingdom down is a woman. So I can't choose the wrong one.
woman, and men. I'm telling you, like, why? So the topic, y'all just getting in is why do men struggle with the I do? Like, why do we struggle with the I? So you gotta hit these brothers hard. Cause these brothers, they roaring right now, right? It's respect to my space. Like, don't try to change me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, don't be in the space. Don't get me then change on me, right? Don't do that.
Don't get me and change on me. Don't get me and change on me.
Don't do that.
Don't get me and change on me, because this is what when we are the collective. We are the collective, and the reason why your sister feels the way she does about men out here in these streets is because of how you treated the last one you was with. Yeah. You understand? Like, this has been going on for us since we started dating. You understand? If we started dating at 15, 16 years old and we passed 30, past 40 years old, we've been dealing with the same narrative over and over and over. And the first thing a woman to say to you is, but I'm different. 6 months later, you arguing about the same shit you was arguing about with the last one. Why? Yeah. Because the more they fall in love with you, the more they gotta control the narrative. They got to. It's something in the DNA. You understand?
You want to know what word they don't like hearing?
What's that?
It's a cuss word. It's called submit.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
That's a cuss word.
You
know what I'm saying?
Horrible
Here's
word.
Here's my thing, y'all. And I'm gonna ask this question to every man on the board right now, right? Do we or do we not love women?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Let me ask y'all this question. You'll say absolutely. Hey, look. So let me ask y'all another question. You found the one, bruh. How you treating shorty? Like, yo, they don't understand how much
submissive
we are. We dumb ourselves, and I don't want to say dumb ourselves down. But we are transparent. What's the word that I'm looking for, y'all? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
We just humble down. Like, we humble down. We humble down. So like
we become submissive.
Yeah, we become submissive. It's like, so when you start raising up, they're like, whoa, wait a second, he talking to me like this. But that's a man you got. Like, you ain't got
real talk.
I really feel like the issue, I want some of us to struggle with, I do too, is that women say they want a man until they really get a man. Because you got to understand, like, most of these women ain't really had no man.
No matter how much money, no car, no house, no job.
A lot of these women are dealing, because going back to our last week about, the breakdown of how stuff happened, like raising children and so forth. A lot of brothers don't know how to be a brother. Like, they don't know how to be no real man. These women are dating grown boys. You see what I'm saying? And then when they actually get a man who step in, it's like, oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do that. I can't get away with that. Because this man is like going to handle his. And when you really get a real man, he going to stay in his flow, and you're going to have to adjust to his flow. Because most men who got a flow, they not just going to adjust to what you got going on. They'll compromise with that. But a real man is a provider, a protector, a visionary. He's determined. He's focused. He know what he got going on. So he going to pick the woman that's rolling at his speed, who understand how to add value while he's moving.
That's real.
What some of y'all women go wrong is, you want a man, but you want him to stop and just tend to you, which means his purpose and his passion is suffering because he can't keep rolling. He gotta stop, double back, come get you, shorty, get in shotgun, let's roll. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't.
Hold on, don't just go past that point right there.
Gonna be frustrated.
Don't just go past that point right there, Sloan. He said something very, very key. We have to stop. Roll it back. He didn't say we don't. He didn't say we won't. We will stop, roll it back, come and do what it is we need to do for you, and then pick that thing back up. We got to put down a whole. Listen, we got a world on our shoulders on an everyday basis.
Every day.
When you need something, I have to do like this.
Stop and do it. And a lot of times they creating work for us without us understanding that we can't work if we always doing.
You can't get nothing done.
We can't get nothing done if we catering to you.
But bro, we'll do it. We will do it for you because I love you, babes. I love you. You my
That's
baby.
because of this.
I will
That's
do
because of this.
anything for my baby.
That's right. They're alignment. So sisters, like, so what we
The
telling y'all,
alignment.
if y'all hearing our heart, and that's why I couldn't wait to talk about this topic today. Why we struggle with that, I do. If you hear what we saying, is roll with us. A man is going to be mostly attracted and most prone to commit to the woman who understands him the most and gets inside of his natural flow of his life. That's the woman that man gonna choose. A lot of time it's not who looked the best physically. You know what I'm saying? Because I done had dated some girls that were beautiful that got on my daggone nerves. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not the woman who like everybody think you look good with. We done had women that look good in the picture. You know what I'm saying? But we still ain't clicking behind doors, right? It's the woman that completes that man who doesn't compete with that man. You know what I'm saying?
Say that again, bro.
Woman.
Say it again.
For them in the
I'm trying
back.
to help
Queen,
y'all. I'm
they
trying
in
to
the back,
help
slow.
y'all. I'm trying to help y'all. This
Yes,
is
sir.
the woman that this man is going to commit to, because what happens is we do it just unconsciously. We do it in our subconscious. It just everything flows into it. And naturally, man, we'll start cutting off the other girls. We'll stop returning text messages, phone calls. We'll start like, yo, I can't holler at you this weekend. I got something to do. It naturally happens. Sis, let me help you. The woman that we choose completes us. They don't compete with us. They don't compete in our career. They don't compete in our life. They don't try to change me. She loves me and she fits where I'm at. So when I get into that zone and I lock in, she with me, like she get it. And sometimes she know I got to go and I don't want to talk, and she know I need that time. I need that alone time. What happens anytime any of the prophets needed something divine, they went to the mountaintop by themselves. You know what I'm saying? The prophet always went to the mountain by himself, and when he came back down there, he distributed the message. You see what I'm saying? So if I got to go get something, I can't go get it all the time with you. I got to go get something that I can feed you.
Right.
And then now we can eat off this same plate and we can grow together. Right. Now, sometimes I'm going to be wounded. I'm hurting. The world done beat me. You know what I'm saying? And I need to be vulnerable with you. I need to be able to break down and know I'm in a safe place.
That's the word right there.
And the one, that
place, the safe place.
Who can patch the wounds up. You know what I'm saying? And I don't ever, but then when I get strong again, I don't hear about how you patch me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hear about it.
Boy, you said it with a
You know what I'm saying? I don't hear about it no more. Like, I'm back. Oh, when you were down, I was da. When you was nah. See what you messed it up. Because now if I fall down again, I'm not gonna call you.
I'm not gonna trust you. I'm not gonna trust you with that. And then you wondering why we don't talk. They wondering why men don't say nothing to them, why they don't share their emotions with us, why they don't give because you're not listening. You're not listening. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's real game right there.
And you really don't care. A lot of these women, bro, just as you know what I'm saying, Terrell said, you know, we didn't have examples in this, that, and the third. Neither did they. And so a lot of times we also got to have a little bit of that compassion. You know what I'm saying? I keep it 1,000. You know what I mean? Sometimes we got to be willing to teach how we feel versus, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, be willing to talk about what it is you want versus thinking she just know because of your actions. You just dragging her into the water with you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really give her the plan. You know what I'm saying? She don't know how long she's supposed to be holding you down. She don't know how long you're going to be on the mountain. You know what I'm saying? And so,
hey, Seven. So you said you got to be able to teach it, right? What about if she's dealing with a man that don't know how to articulate himself? Because I've heard some women that dealt with men that don't know how to share their feelings or articulate, you know what I'm saying, how they really feel. So a woman will never know because that man don't know how to break down and share it verbally to where as though she can understand what's going on in the heart.
Yeah, that's most men, huh?
I'm about to say, he asked you something. I'm gonna let you answer, but I got something for that too. Go ahead.
You know, we after a certain age, we got to be responsible. You know what I'm saying? And if you're looking for a healthy relationship, then you know what it is that you need in that relationship. You know what I'm saying? And everybody don't need the same thing. To that man that don't know how to express himself, at a certain point we got to be responsible. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I had a brother inbox me because I'm a healer. You know, he asked me, look, man, neither did I have an example, and I don't know how to necessarily teach my son. You know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to do? I said, you supposed to take you and your son and go get that shit. You know what I'm saying? Go get that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? We got to be responsible.
That's right.
But we also, they're going to Terrell a little bit. We also got to be willing not to comply to the code, not to comply to the programming. If you are who you say you are, then you got to be that, even if that means they leaving you, even if that means they don't want you, even if that means the answer is no, because they may need to see you say no. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So many people have been willing to do whatever they wanted for them. You know what I'm saying? So many people told them no in the beginning and then just did it anyway. But if you're going to be who you are, you say you the king, then my kingdom isn't dependent upon you. It's dependent upon me. And you chose me because you could see my kingdom in the future. Because remember, they live in the future. You understand? So it don't matter what you got going on now. If they dealing with you, they dealing with you because of the future. You understand what I'm saying? So if you start chipping away at self to make it compliant upon their now, then we'll never get to the future.
Hold that thought. Go ahead, Sloan. Go ahead, Sloan. Because I'm coming back after you said chipping away at self.
Man,
hold that one.
This part is so good, man. We can roll on for another 30 minutes. So listen, we gonna pick this up and we gonna start with this on next Wednesday, yo.
All right.
This piece right here.
I'm going in.
Yeah, I'm making a whole nother flyer just for this piece, this topic, right? And they wasn't able to go on Facebook right away, so we're gonna play it back on Facebook, and we're gonna talk about this from the top. But man, you just said so much. I think, God, to go back to your first point, bro. If a woman knows her man struggles with the articulation, which is verbal, of how to express himself, it's that woman's fiduciary responsibility, because you already know who you're dealing with. And you know, going back to the side chick mentality, which you know can't be an excuse. Because you knew that. You knew that was a part of his struggle. But you never said he didn't love you. He didn't provide for you. He didn't protect you, right? You just said, I'm struggling with he can't articulate his feeling to me, which that's one selfish reason to get mad at him. So I believe if it is that if your partner has a shortcoming and you know it's a shortcoming, but you want the results to be something different, then you got to do your due diligence, sis, and you got to figure out how you can connect with him in a way so you can get the end result of what you're trying to hear. So it may be a sit down. Hey, babe, listen, I know we struggle sometimes with communication, right? This is an issue for us, but I'm willing to listen to you. Tell it to me the best way that you can.
That's real.
Create a safe place.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Create a safe place, man, for this man to really open up and give you something. You see what I'm saying? You want something from him, but you can't use that man's shortcoming as an scapegoat for you just to go holler at the other dude or go talk about the boy, you know what I'm saying, or what he can't do. He's still yours, sis. So what if he talk about the one selfish thing that he like, you know what I'm saying, that you don't clean up the way he wants to? So what he just going to keep fussing at you, like you don't clean up right? Or he going to sit down and say, babe, listen, babe, this is why I need you to clean up a certain way. My mindset is not in the right order. This stuff is not together. So I'm not trying to fuss at you. I'm not trying to disrespect you. My mood just changes. If I leave home and the house is one way and I come back and the house didn't change, it didn't have a reset. If you're going to be home and you're going to be with the kids, like, please, can you make sure the kids pick up for this themselves? Can you make sure the dishes is good? Because when I come back home from working, these are the things I'm expecting. So I don't want to be mad at you, you know what I'm saying, or fussing at you and I can't enjoy you, right? Because when I come home, baby, I'm trying to come enjoy you. I want to come enjoy you. But I can't enjoy you, and the first thing I see, I'm already mad. Now me and you gonna be here. You see what I'm saying? I took responsibility to have a dialogue with her about what I don't like. Because it's not that I don't like her, I just don't like that thing that she's doing. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so I feel like that sister need to take time to be responsible. Don't use that man's shortcoming as an scapegoat. Talk to that man, create a safe place for him to open up. Because you got to understand, mostly all men struggle with expression. Let's keep it a band. Like We wasn't
We men.
trained just to be letting our
Yeah, I
feelings
had
all
to
out.
learn it.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's
Like,
a learned
we
thing.
learned that, right? We
Yeah.
learned that over time, right? And that comes from intentional behavior of personal
Intentional
development.
behavior,
It don't
yeah.
happen just because we get older, right?
Right.
This is that we supposed to get wiser what is, but not always. I know a lot of old fools, and I know a lot of young wise men. Because whoever's intentional working on an area is who get it. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
you
real.
can't hold him accountable for areas that y'all can't work on, but it is going to be your scapegoat if you don't intentionally work on it. So fellas, listen, we got to wrap this up, man. It's been a power hour. And we can keep rolling. God, I love y'all. Love this, man. It's been beneficial. It's been healthy.
Great, bro.
Yo, listen,
Man, it was like a breath of fresh air.
Healing and growing, man. It's about healing and growing. That's what this is gonna be about, man. So listen, we're gonna do what we do. We're gonna go around, right? Any closing remarks, Brother Terrell? We had Brother Terrell come back on. He was on last week's show, but he was on Central Time, so he was in the back door. We had to pull like Terrell down. Let's get Terrell in the room.
I just pulled the back door too.
Yeah,
So
and then guy was in the back room. He was back there like, hey, let me in, right?
Yo,
But,
I was.
so
I knew what talking about.
I had to bring my brothers back up, man. I really appreciate you to all the knowledge and wisdom, bro. Your heart that came out on the separate episode, man. I appreciate you. So give us a roundup, bro, of what you feel like. What do you feel like the audience want to take away from these type of dialogues? Gentlemen only on Boss Talk, bro. Kings having a conversation. What do you feel like if the message you want people to get from this healthy healing space?
I mean, I think it's just like you said before, it's responsibility, man. Like we have to really take responsibility for our kingdom that's around. Like we set the tone, we set the direction, but that starts with us. If we, like, a lot of dudes want, they ask lady, the women to be submissive and stuff like that, but she don't need to follow bad leadership. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
If you got bad leadership, you don't have no need to follow you. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all going down the road wrong way. And then just communication. I think that's really a big thing. And I think one thing that's helped me and my lady is basically asking, like, what did you hear me say? I know what I said. I know what my intent was, but what did you hear me say? Because you'll realize they're hearing something totally different than what we're actually trying to do.
Real.
It's
That's
true.
real,
And y'all, and she got an attitude. Facts. She done went in the other room looking crazy, and you like, well, shit, what did I say? So it's really just understanding, like, man, understanding each other. And I think that'll do a lot. But I think this is powerful. I think guys being able to really express, because again, I've learned so much just listening to these brothers talk. Like, listening to y'all talk, like, I've learned a lot, because I think men, iron sharpens iron, and being able to discuss these different things with each other, man, it just makes us all better. So I think we're gonna put a lot of great stuff into the world, man. So I appreciate being part of it.
Absolutely, man. We're glad to have you, brother. The Alchemist, Brother 7 Hughes, man. We appreciate you, man. Digging deep, man. What you want the brother to get from this, man?
As a collective, the thing about it, because the ladies are listening, brothers, the stronger we become internally, you know what I'm saying, by being able to have our voices heard, even if it's just us hearing ourselves, you know what I'm saying, that strengthens us, and they are the direct beneficiaries of our strength. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we get it first, you know what I mean, but they are the direct beneficiary of our strength. And if we claim ourselves to be family men, then it's our responsibility to take part in things like this. You know what I'm saying? Sharing these recordings, sharing the, you know what I'm saying, the situation, so that more brothers can be more whole, so that they can be a better provider for their kingdom. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you, Sloan, for it, bro.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, bro. I mean, it's like you said, it starts with us, man. So that's what I'm saying. I want us to heal ourselves. Like, we got to get better. You know what I'm saying? That's right. And this is honestly, so this is a safe space for us to let it out. Tell y'all what we don't like about y'all, how y'all create more headache for us. Yeah. And then also tell you that we willing to work on us. You know what I'm saying? And get inside these sessions, right? And talk this stuff through. Like, man, I miscalculated that. Like, I'm off with it. This is an accountability session for us too. So it's not about just being, talking about we don't like and how we got to this point. This is accountability. This is like when the locker room, the brothers can really express, and we can heal from this and grow. Because as 7 was just saying, and I agree, if we work within, then outwardly we can give you a better product.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can give you something better if we get better. In these discussions, we just saying as we are healing, we don't need you to delay the healing processes.
That's real.
And so hopefully, like in this session, when you hear these brothers' heart, you can like understand where you need to make a couple of adjustments, because a brother might really want you, but you pushing them too hard, or you too hard him in the wrong area. You want him to move too fast or whatever, and he might be healing a little bit. Learn this brother, encourage this brother to heal, because if he chose you, he's already chosen you. You might not have the I do, or you might not have the ring or the knee or down on knee. You might, might not have the post on social media. Some men just don't like acknowledging who they deal with. They don't mean they hiding you. They just date privately. You know what I'm saying? And so I've seen that with our society too, that if a brother don't post a sister, it's a whole issue. That's your issue. That's not his issue.
I done seen that too.
You see what I'm saying? Let the brother deal with what he dealing with on the inside. As long as that brother respecting you, he treating you right, he taking care of you, he being respectful, taking his responsibility, he's handling his business to you. That's what it is. So we just trying to become a better product, sisters. That's all. We just trying to get better so we can be better for y'all, our children. Man, my man, King Coast, say it with your chest. You know what I'm saying? Tell us, brother, how you feel, man. What you want the brother to give, man? Thanks a lot, guy, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show tonight, man, and really, double backing, bro. I know you had to make a sacrifice to come out the shop and take away from your business for a moment. You know what I'm saying? I know the type of sacrificial guy you are, and this something mean a lot to you. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of respect for this brother right here. Me and this brother go back. I mean, we done made handshakes and daps that went viral. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, we got a swag that we'll show y'all that on another day. You know what I'm saying? We got Mr. Miyagi, wash on, wash off. We show y'all another day. But this is my guy, man. Great father, great leader, man. You did a great job with your children, guy, man. I love you. I respect you. What you want these brothers to get from this, man?
Really, y'all was saying it all, man. Accountability, accountability. A safe place and an environment to heal, to learn, right, and grow from other brothers. That's going to be transparent and not make it seem like we got it all together, because together we got it all. We ain't got it all together. And then, of course, unity, man. We actually love our woman, even if she's not our woman. If you're a black sister or, woman, we supposed to be connected in the right way. You know what I'm saying? We ain't supposed to be going at each other for real. Like, they want us to go at each other so we stay broken, so we don't find out the type of power we really do have when we're united.
Absolutely.
We missing it because you're making it all about yourself. It ain't about you. It's about the us. It's about the collective. It's a kingdom already underneath of a king. We got our own collective kingdoms within the kingdom. Do you understand me, shorty? Like, listen, yo. Listen. It's so crazy how much we can add to each other. I learned so much from each one of you guys today. Tonight, I was listening to y'all on the way here before I got to my crib, and I'm like, man, I just love what's going on. And if we keep this up, man, we stay committed, stay consistent. Of course, that right there is going to grow us all in itself. Committed and consistency in a man is a great thing.
Yeah,
it's a great thing. So, I just want to see us continuously doing these, coming together. I want to see the unity between a man and a woman, and understanding how to communicate, and understanding how to understand communication. Because when Sloan was talking, all I heard was, all right, I'm telling you this so that you understand my heart, right? And I need you to hear me. But he needs you to hear him for y'all, not for him. Listen to me again.
Say that.
This is for the us.
Yeah.
If I understand you, right? For you, it's not just for you. It's for us in the family, in the household.
Absolutely.
So when I'm speaking, I'm not speaking just for God. I need this house to be clean, right? So when I come home, I can treat you right. That's for us.
That's it. Order,
you understand me? That ain't got nothing to do with Sloan. It ain't got nothing to do with God. It ain't got nothing to do with Seven. So this is for the whole. When I come home, I'm on 1,000 because you on 1,000. We don't need no broken pieces in a relationship. That's why we all got to be whole before we even get in one. Let's talk about that on another episode.
Yes, sir.
Boy, you see, I want to go, man. Listen, man, we're gonna run this back, man. Fellas, man, I appreciate y'all, man. This has been an amazing, amazing episode, man. Like the enemy tried to block me before doing this show, man. I was telling Tara, man, I had to turn into a black ninja. I had to jump up a wall to get through. I was rolling like I was on set. You know what I'm saying? Jump in here, dive, go get my light and get situated in the stool real quick. I was determined, man, because I know this process has to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Like, say, God was rushing. So what if, you know, going back to consistency and determination to get the message out? What if I was just like, man, forget about it, man. I'll just let everybody know we're going to do it next week. But this man was already counting on me. He was already changing his schedule because he believed in the vision of this. So if I would have been like willing to give up easily, not to be determined to get this show, then this man would have wasted his time and I would have let that man down. So this is what we got to be. We had to be accountable to the process of our words, fellas. Of what we say we going to do, you got to push through to do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always easy, but I'm telling you, when I learned early on in my neighborhood that word was bond, word is bond. You know what I'm saying? And if something changes, that needs to be communicated as well, right? And so as brothers, man, what we want to create is this self space, this brotherhood, where we understand just how to be better men. Sisters, I'm telling y'all right now, if you fall in love with a man, there's something wrong with that man. Okay, he already broken. He missing a piece somewhere. it's something wrong, and there's something wrong with you too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But what we don't need is you trying to highlight everything that's wrong with a brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to be trying to highlight everything that's wrong. You got all my wrongs. You know what I'm saying?
What do I do good, baby?
Like,
I know what I do
about a brother. Like, you ain't gotta highlight a brother wrong. You know? Let's talk about the king in the man. Let's talk about what he brings to the family. Let's talk about the man value, right? Sister, it's nothing wrong with edifying your man.
That's
Let me
real.
help you. There's nothing wrong with that. Do you understand? Words are powerful. You know what I'm saying? Words carry vibration, and it does something to us. It hits a psyche in our mind. When I hear, baby, you great. Baby, you so smart. Baby, you just so determined. Baby, I know you're going to figure it out, but no matter what goes on, I know you're going to get it done. Listen, what we need is that words of affirmation from you. Because what's going to happen, and when we hear it from the side chick,
there it is. I already knew it was coming.
You gonna be mad.
You gonna be mad.
Oh, she said, but you ain't saying it, sis. You know sis, it's okay to edify your king. That ain't you selling out or being a sucker or blowing his head up. You gonna mess around and get left. He gonna leave you. Because you don't hurt that man ego and his pride so bad, you making him believe it's just something wrong with him. You see what I'm saying? You gotta highlight what's good about him.
You giving him too much, bro.
I thought you was coming back next week, Sloan. What happened? I thought you. I thought you was coming back next week.
That would jump out the chest, yo. Because somebody need to hear that, sis. I'm telling y'all, we just want to be better. But if you fall in love with me, sis, I promise you, I'm not as good as they say I am, but I ain't as bad as they say I am either.
There it is.
You got to take both. So whatever you love about that man, keep loving that. And whatever you want to work on with that man, be accountable enough to know he already struggling with that area. So work with it, with him. Don't work against him. And if he's not moving fast enough on the improvements for you, have a conversation and give him some space. Because the worst thing you could do is try to make that man feel uncomfortable when now the issue that he's already working on, he don't even want to look at you or talk to you. And you're gonna lose him. You see what I'm saying? And it's gonna be, oh, I had a good man, but then some of them get in their mindset, be like, well, I'll just find another one. I'll just get another man. Johnny been in my inbox. My ex want to get back with me anyway. He ain't the only successful man I know. Sis, let's just be honest. You just failed the test, sis.
Like they in the back, Sloan.
You just failed the test. Your ego so big, you won't even admit to yourself. You rather lie to your friends and act like he was the problem, and you won't even admit that you was a part of the problem, that man didn't want to deal with you no more. Sis, eventually you got to pass the test. So if you're going to be with a man, respect that man, work with that man, because we having these sessions knowing that we got to work on ourselves. So all I'm saying of it is, if y'all listening to this, respect the kings that's trying to put themselves in a good position, because we don't really need no extra. Every time a man walk out of this door, and I'm gonna close with this, man. Every time a man walk out of the door, his life on the line. You know what I'm saying? Every time we walk out of our door, kiss our babies. I love you. I see you later. We hope.
Hope.
You see what I'm saying? And when we go out there to work, we risking our life. We going to the
Public
grocery
enemy
store.
number one.
We risking our life, our skin color, what's going on with us. We strong, we dominant, right? We risking our life. And I'm not saying, sisters, y'all that work, y'all not putting it out on the front street too. I'm just telling you, based on history and dynamic, a male, especially a black man, is a threat in so many different ways, especially those of us that are intelligent. They don't want us to get too smart and be too dark. We a big problem. And don't be 6'5" like Guy, because they really gonna come at you. You know what I'm saying? Like guy like
hey,
a good
yo,
5'7", yo.
Jokes. He got jokes.
It's going, you know, I had to shoot it, right? That's gonna be a problem. Yo, sis, we already know this. Don't make it hard, man, because your man love you. He working on himself, man. This is a safe place, man. I love gentlemen only. Yeah. Guys, listen, we just want to heal and grow the nation, man. We're going to heal and grow the nation. So listen, I need everybody that's listening right now, I need you to go to the YouTube, right? Subscribe to Dynamite Sloan on the YouTube. Go to Facebook and catch me over there, right? Listen, I need you to go to Clubhouse, go to GentleMEN Only, right, on Clubhouse, right? So these talks will be reposted on Spotify, Apple Music, right? Clubhouse. A guy came up with a good idea. He said we need to have an after party on Clubhouse where everybody can talk. I said, I like that. We might start doing these calls where we got the panelists here. Y'all like that too? And then everybody can jump on Clubhouse, and now the audience can kind of speak to us and dialogue a little more. You know what I'm saying? So I like that idea. So we moving in the right direction, fellas. Like each one teach one, iron sharpen iron. But we're gonna be out of here till next week, next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Same time, same station. It's your boy Agent Dynamite, Soul, the living legend. Y'all know my saying. Somebody got to pay the price up front and forward, no discount, and that person got to be you. Peace and blessings, man. We see you on the next show.
Peace, yo.